Hi, I'm Average Joe, living in the bottom of society in China. So I will show you China with average Chinese lens, with just an average guy, normal person in China. So today, thank you for your watching my videos, my channel, and welcome to subscribe to avoid missing future update. So today I will talk about a very critical examination in China, which will be held in every year in the June of each year, which is very critical for the graduate student from the senior high school. This is only entrance, college entrance examination for those graduating students. And although this examination has a lot of criticism from the people, because this is only just a small bridge. Thousands of people they will need to cross this small bridge. But relatively speaking, this is fair. I mean, this is a very fair examination. All students, no matter your family is rich or poor, they can take part in this examination and to compete with each other fairly by this examination. So compared with Western system, education system, there are many other specifications to evaluate student abilities, like the marks which was judged by the teachers. But for China, because this is sometimes not objective. Sometimes if the teacher like this student, he will get a relatively higher mark from that teacher. So everything has two sides. So yes, so we need to consider that maybe currently, for the current stage, the gaokao, or the college entrance examination in China, is a better solutions for Chinese students. So now, because of the COVID-19, the college examination was I was heard that from the news was postponed to July 7th and 8th. This is the National College Entrance Examination, or we can call it gaokao, will be postponed for a month to July 7th and 8th due to the novel coronavirus outbreak, the Ministry of Education said. So in July, which used to in June, so 1 month postponed. Because of the epidemic situation, authorities in Hubei province and Beijing can come up with their own suggestions on gaokao dates, which will be published after consulting with the ministry, it said in a notice on Tuesday, just today. So a director of the ministry's Department of College Student Affairs said postponement is mainly to ensure students' safety and the fairness of the exam. More than 10.7 million students have signed up to participate in this year's gaokao, up by 400,000 from last year. So more students will be take part in this year's gaokao. This director said at a news conference, gaokao concerns tens of millions of students, and the ministry must adopt the most prudent plan with the least amount of risk to protect their safety as well as that of their teachers. As senior high school students have been taking online courses during the epidemic, many rural students who lack internet access might feel disadvantaged, so the delay is to ensure they will have more time to prepare for exam at school, he said. The ministry will also postpone student admissions and the new fall semester for a month, he added. The gaokao, one of the most important exams in the country, in China, has been held every year from June 7th to June 8th since 2003. The country resumed gaokao in the winter of 1977, in the year 1977, after it was suspended for 10 years during the Cultural Revolution. The Cultural Revolution is from 1966 to 1976. The exam was held every year in July from 1978 to 2002. In 2001, the ministry decided to move the gaokao earlier by a month from 2002-2003 due to hot weather and frequent natural disasters in summer. So Chinese people often compare the highly competitive exam to crossing a narrow bridge. All 1,000 people, they crossing a narrow bridge, because for many students, especially those from rural area, the villages, enrollment at a good university is a difficult but worthwhile challenge that could shape their future. So this is the only way they can shape their future, by this examination. So separately, the director of the ministry's Department of International Cooperation and Exchange said 35 Chinese students studying overseas have contracted novel coronavirus pneumonia and 11 have recovered. There are around 1.6 million Chinese students studying overseas, and 1.42 million of them are still abroad, he said. So still 1.42 million of the students are still abroad. Chinese embassies and consulates have provided epidemic prevention and control equipment and psychological support to these students. But meanwhile, the ministry is actively communicating with foreign education departments and universities to safeguard the rights and interests of the students and urge them to treat Chinese students fairly and accommodate them properly, especially during school shutdown that have occurred in some countries, he said. So the country's ministry, they still pay a very attention to those students who are studying abroad. And for the gaokao, which is a very extremely critical for those students in the rural area, poor families, but they can through this examination, they can shape their future by this way. So maybe this is not perfect solution to this gaokao, but currently this is the only way. Fair, compete with each other fairly between the student in the senior high school. So maybe in comparing with a developed country like the Western education system is not a good idea, good solution. But at the current stage, the gaokao is a good solution, I think. So that the people, they needed to take part in this examination to compete at the same level. So how about your comments, your idea about this examination? For every family, every Chinese families, their son, their child, they all focusing when they are born, the baby was born, then they will prepare for this examination when they are in the kindergarten, primary school, secondary school, all for this examination, because only this examination can shape their future and fairly compete with each other. So thank you for your watching, and leave your comments down below. Hope everything goes better and better. So thank you. So stay safe and stay happy. See you next time. Bye bye.